3, 2, 1, start. But yeah, this game doesn't have rebinding for some reason. But it has like everything else. It has inverted Y of all things. Except for controller. It has like basically nothing on controller support. I pretty much wrote everything that there is for this game on the PC Gaming Wiki site. So like I know everything about what this game can and can't do.
Oh shit, 20 new species coming to Call of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild?
No, Call of the Wild. Good video games, gosh.
It's not too late. The world is still.
You can go hunting rabbit.
The pieces can fit together
Wabbit?
again.
Wabbit!
I can save it.
Wabbit season!
Not without help.
Like there was
No, it's
rabbits.
duck season.
So I
There was
Wabbit
rabbits
season.
in the game before, but
a
now you can
lone
actually hunt them.
child in a quiet place. I'm glad you're here with me. I know where we have to go. I remember the room. I'll take us there right now.
Maybe I should just change my key binding to Shift F1. That would work.
A small act should be enough.
Or if you wanted to leave it at numpad, you could change it to shift num1.
That worked.
That's what I was saying, you know, Shift Num1.
I know the whole situation
Numpad 1.
is a little confusing right now, but all I need you to do is push the big red button. The one right over there.
That's a funny looking device. I wonder what it does.
Huh. Well, let's go ahead and keep that thing. You never know. Anyway, red button.
But yeah, you can actually skip grabbing the device if you load the autosave that happens in this room. It saves like a few seconds, except for the Act 2 glitch. So if that ever gets patched, that'll become a strat.
The funny thing is the part where you think that this game's gonna get patched.
The developer, as recently as February, has said he's been working on a patch, so, you know, it's not impossible, just improbable at this point.
Hey kiddo, you awake?
He's apparently been putting it off because he really wants to update the version of Unreal Engine that the game uses. Like, this uses 4.9, I would know.
We should find out what that is.
But I think he wants to update it to a more recent one, like 4.18.
Someone left something behind here. Break out that gizmo of yours. Let's see if we can find it.
Okay, I'll admit that it's pretty fun.
Man, Kitboga's stream is so like, it just trolls the hardest. It's so great.
Still, they could at least get someone else.
His emotes give me anxiety.
I don't even know what his emotes are, but
It's like a waving monkey. But
Oh my gosh, that wig.
Fine. Get anyone.
What?
I don't know any more.
He's
what
wearing a freaking granny wig.
no, that's his real hair.
just
Obviously.
remember. Hey, okay, so let me be clear for a second here. This is Lewis's stream.
Yeah,
This isn't the Kit Boga commentary stream. If you want to do that, go into another voice channel.
true. I just get cracked up because like the people that he's trolling get so upset.
And that's why he has 11,000 viewers or what. But like, this is Lewis's stream. Let him do his speedrun.
Good enough. Should hold the people on foot at least.
Ah, 33.8. Oh, so close.
The experience.
That was 0.1 seconds slower than your first one.
Oh man, oh man.
Lame.
I need to restart.
I mean, there's some speedruns that are like tight enough that they'd be like, "Yep, restart."
I know Super Mario Brothers is like that. If you're losing time anything before 8.4, you just restart.
So the any percent speedrun, there was actually a marathon on one of the Speed Gaming 123 channels before. They were going for an actual perfect run. Like the current actual record is like 7 frames off of perfect. It's literally the task plus 7 frames. And so it's like super liberal resetting. It's ridiculous.
The only way you can actually do a time save is to like it is in the last chapter, I believe, that last level 8.4. I watched a video talking about how the category is. Oh shoot. I really need to go the other way there.
It's him. Gotta be him with those golden glasses. He's been following us. couldn't have. Oh God, Joyce! Where's Joyce?
You have it? Keep your voice down, idiot. Yeah, I have it. What do you have?
Lorazepam. Here, look. 24 doses, and it's popular already.
So have you developed like a kind of abusive fondness for this game yet?
Kind of.
Like it's a not good game, but it's your not good game.
I don't think this is so much a bad game as it is just... I mean, I said it before that it was a game I really wanted to like. It's just a game that doesn't do a good job of telling its story.
Or being mechanically competent.
Okay, yes, it also is broken in many senses, but... Like, I didn't actually have the game-breaking glitches you guys did when we were running this, or playing this, not running it.
It was my fault.
Like, both you and Eggman soft-locked. I never got a soft-lock when I was playing it originally.
Joyce asks about you every day, and I tell her you'll come
I'll be right back.
as soon as you're done helping out there. She smiles, and I see you in her eyes.
Yeah, I think Act 1 is the slowest, but we could save a little bit of time once we... from Act 1 as soon as we can skip Act 2.
Are you coming up on your second split?
My split is at the end of the flashback, so it'll basically be when I shoot the dude.
What are you doing? No.
Right.
It wasn't my fault. It was him. He
Don't sit on that merry-go-round. You'll just hurl because it goes around so fast. I don't know if I've ever seen a merry-go-round go as fast as you can. Make that one go.
Selma! Selma, no!
We gave Pavel and Salma some basic med kits in this house so they could start up a clinic of sorts. Said they were doctors, but not what kind exactly. Is that why someone targeted them? To sabotage us? No, doesn't explain the girl.
Alright guys, I'm off to bed. To do that, or did she, in the moment,
Good night. See ya. Have a good one.
It's still active. That's what he said. Whatever happened to everyone is still happening.
I forgot, I really want to do that one downstairs first.
That's your name. You're dead because we failed to catch whoever is bringing guns in. You're dead because I failed. Now all I can do is look for your killer like I'm still a detective. But why you and the girl? What's going on? So what about her?
Man, seeing real splits now, this is great.
Roster has the girl listed as her daughter.
Honestly, like, seeing the splits and seeing their improvement in different runs is kind of pretty exciting for me, because I'm always like, not on the edge of my seat necessarily, but I'm always like waiting for that next split to come and be like, oh, what is he gonna get, like 2 seconds faster this time?
Watching speedrunning is kind of a similar thing to like watching racing.
Yeah, I want to do the
similar
split.
sensation.
It's just something I have to get back into the habit of it.
I'll see what I can do. Poor bastard's been sleeping under a tree.
Oh, shoot, I went the wrong way. Actually, I probably could have gotten this on the way back anyways, but... This is the route that I came up with, so I'm gonna just do it this way.
No, I'm just sorry it had to end this way. It was one of mine who shot you, I don't doubt it. So I'm sorry, Sergeant, for that, if nothing else. She fell from here. But what was she doing here in the first place? The hole is clearly visible.
I have my Chromecast for my TV that I use in my den on, and it's showing a picture of the the south pole of Jupiter, which looks really strange because all the rings are like concentric instead of like horizontal across the plane of rotation.
Oh yeah.
It's very cool. They on as their like default images. Chromecast usually just shows like pictures of space or just fancy pictures in general. They're very cool.
Out of curiosity, how many drinks have you had?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm on my third one.
Okay. I just finished drink number 2 and I think I'm done.
I should have been the last one, but it's fine.
Some of these objects have weird hitboxes, like this bed. The hitbox is way too high.
Yeah, I actually remember noticing that.
You see, there's an invisible man on the bed. But also, the thing is that the hitboxes being like that just shows that there's like not care taken for a lot of these different things, and so that's just all the more opportunity for exploits in the game.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened with this game, honestly. Like, I think there's talent here. It's just...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think there's just like not enough time to play test it. Like, they added the cutscenes like so last minute. If I remember correctly. Okay, yeah, my split did trigger, which is good. And it's almost at 11.5 minutes, so that gives me a point to aim for.
Absolute certainty it was him. Would know that voice anywhere. Why the girl? Can't have been intentional, no motive. Soundless girl. Rios girl.
Still don't know if it's actually faster to get down the way I do, but yeah, whatever. We'll do
No
it.
sign of the effects. Must have a plan.
That's what a stopwatch is for.
Though I did that a lot smoother than I did last time, so if there's any time save, it's there. Or
So
actually,
if
the
you did
time
go-
save would be not falling down the ladder again. Fingers crossed, knock on wood.
Does an individual life become
Less
precious,
RNG.
or is it just one more on the pile?
There's actually not much RNG in this game. Like, other than that beginning thing.
This is interesting.
There's really not much that involves RNG.
Microphones.
You still have to bless something, so...
Lush green police state.
I mean, I have Gibby that's similar, but it's a lot less RNG, more just bless in general.
Lead engineer, Atlas Park, Portland.
I'm gonna
Inventor of
drop out here now.
360
Okay, see ya.
Just got home. Okay.
Yeah.
34 clearance.
See blind? Oh, super fast
Travel and sound,
exit.
sure of it. And the child,
Speedrunning, leaving the stream.
her name. Joy? Impressive to have made it here. But why? Were they informed about the park? No longer sure about stuff.
Do you think you'll ever do a 100% speedrun of this game, or will it just be like too tedious and
I think I will,
ridiculous?
because if I'm going to create a 100% category, I'm going to have to do the runs so I actually know what all's involved. So I'll probably record myself getting 100%, and then use that as the baseline to say, oh, I collected X syncs and Y notes, and that will define 100%.
Are you gonna have to like reset your game data before you do that, just so that you make sure that you can get the achievement?
No, because I don't have the achievements. It's the only achievements I don't have.
No, but before every run, you to like double check.
No, I don't
that
think
you,
we can, and that's what I was saying. I'll just do it based on how many things you collect, not based on the achievements themselves. Just use the achievement as a basis to define it. Also, that worked. You'll see in a sec.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like probably the fastest way, and you should probably do that.
Yeah,
that
but
way
it
every-
relies a lot on the pattern, and so if you're at all a little fast or a little slow, you don't get the exact same
It
pattern.
should be a moist stench, but these tunnels smell like burnt copper.
Is it a cycle that starts when you start the level, or do you know about that
Nope,
yet?
I don't know. I didn't check, but I'm gonna assume it starts whenever you start the level.
Threat to security, surveillance, emergency action required. But response team no longer available.
Once you get consistent enough at this, it should be the same every time, though, right?
Or at least I
mean,
figure out the basic patterns.
This is strange, but it seems somehow relevant. Don't you agree? I think it's out of order, which should hardly surprise us. Like a soda machine when you're really thirsty. Well, let's see if we can't find a way to get it fixed.
Can disable grid, disassemble device, simple process, if undesirable, no choice. Military opening wrong door, system and
Well, I managed to do that thing again where I triggered that when there's still lines queued up.
my decision.
I'm also pretty sure there's nothing I can actually do now that would save time, so I'm just wasting time by running around.
There we go. I'm not sure what you did, but I feel different. Do you feel it too?
Wait, isn't that the exact antithesis of a speed run?
Maybe it's just something.
It's an auto-scroller.
I think we're done here, though. We should move on now.
No choice really. Emitter, a threat. Must disable power grid.
It's interesting because like there's a lot of terminology in speedruns, like an auto scroller. Like sometimes it's just a part that's so automatic that you don't like. You can do it faster or slower, but it's so automatic that like, and it's so well researched that they call it an auto scroller because it never changes. It's never changed since like the beginning of the game, basically.
Okay, so it took less than 17 minutes to do Act 1. And it gives me a benchmark.
Also, no whammies.
Yep, no whammies.
We are on the second act, so yeah, no whammies.
No soft lock, hopefully. I should maybe turn off automatic downloads for this game to avoid like an automatic update screwing me over. Also, I tried one time activating that carriage and then running in front of it and found that I'm like just a tiny bit faster than that carriage on foot.
It's basically like taking the carriage is equivalent to laziness. If you're like, I don't like this game, you just hop on the carriage, turn
Well, you
on.
also
and
get
just, like,
dialogue if you do that.
Oh.
No, the reason they had the carriage was because the run speed I'm at right now was bumped in version 1.1. So when that carriage was added, I'm sure it was faster than your run speed because its top speed is pretty much your run speed.
So you can get on the carriage, hop off, and run in front of it.
Yep.
And
because it takes time to speed up, and so you can use that time to get in front of it.
It's got to be like almost several seconds quicker than because you have to like your path is longer just to like take the right angle that you would need to get onto the carriage with.
Pretty much.
Don't forget your splits because I'm gonna keep reminding you about that.
I don't have a split coming up right now.
Okay. I don't know when your next one is. Is it when you pick up the thing outside the gate?
I have
when you're
1,
underground?
2, 3, 4. It's basically once I put in the last thing on the train. Remind me then. Because I'll have about 10 seconds after that to do the split.
Whoa. Last cleaned. Unintelligible.
I can't believe my luck. I was all out. I think Benno was hiding something. And then she showed up. A whole box.
Oops.
And all I gotta do was
Started going the wrong way because I was trying to adjust my mouse cord so it wasn't catching on my monitor stand.
And thanks.
Look at this place. There must have been masses of people fleeing right at the beginning.
I didn't move you onto my center
Takes a toll on the
monitor.
grandeur. Still, I think there's something here that's a bit more recent. Want to have a look? Can you hear it? The drone of the equipment.
A lot of lines of dialogue I have to wait for here.
calm, steady voice announcing.
If I had 2 requests to the developer of this game, that he was like, oh, I'm going to release a small patch fix, but I want to avoid, breaking anything that allows the speedrun to be awesome, what would you want me to fix? I would say 2 things. 1, fix the bug in Act 2 that prevents me from being able to load the game. And 2nd, give me an option to skip dialogue.
Yeah, because that would make the run like reasonable. Because there's so much just waiting for dialogue, and like we said, if you wanted to use this for something like a GDQ, then that might be useful because they could read donations or whatever. But in general, you don't like for a speedrun. It's just like there's so much wasted time.
You know how airport bars make excellent business off of people's fear of flying? I'm not sure it works like that for trains. Then again, look at where we are.
The key to the Tinker Storeroom. Gotta hand it to Mrs. Sad. She really thinks so.
Also, I don't know how big the hitbox for the couch is, but I can't jump onto it, so there's that.
It's even larger than the bed, then.
Yeah.
Repair the train, she says. I'm already repairing the train, I say. No, she says, I want you to almost repair the train. Gotta say, this is the first time I've ever been asked to.
Okay, so this is about when you're supposed to remind me. I don't know how much the stream delay is, but it's just...
Yay. Remind you to do the split.
Could get the train running now.
If it could get inside your workshop, which isn't yours anymore. That's it then? You're running her errands now?
Relax, I'm done. Besides, do you see anyone else actually, like, paying me for doing this crap?
Didn't we look at this game's credits and determine that like there's, even though there's like 24 characters, that there's only like 5 voice actors?
Maybe, I think it was something like that.
His need was greater than that of the many. Or did he never need an excuse in the first place?
I still remember my first day, blockading the road down by University Point. Education for all was pretty plain, as slogans go. But it was a peaceful protest.
So I think this run altogether is going to be about probably 45 minutes.
But I don't know if I can.
Guess we'll find out.
Are you crazy? You stole a box of cigars?
Also, I opened up the doors before when I was waiting so I could just run in here and grab the mug.
Yeah, I saw you doing that. That's pretty clever.
Yeah. Probably isn't actually worth that much time saved, but I was like, may as well.
I mean, that's what a speedrun is all about, right?
I don't even think it was a time save since I had to wait so long there anyways.
Is it more important than people?
I
Than lives?
Yes. No, but it has to be a time save because like that's a set period of time, and if it's going to take you longer later where it's not a set period of time.
But it wasn't going to take me a longer waiter since I was waiting there anyways, which is when I would need that door open. So basically I didn't waste time and I didn't save time.
Waiting at the chair, you mean, right?
No, waiting at the coffee mug.
Right, okay. Still 6 seconds behind, so.
Yeah.
As long as there is a way back, they won't dare to move forward. And time is running out right between our fingers. You have to make them desperate.
This was my first central bank. Wow. Maybe Adams would approve. No way back
What's
now.
this? Well, remember, after this is a split, right?
Yeah.
Perhaps she can be spared. As for the others, well, a revolution cannot be civilized.
Did that split? Yeah,
She
it
said
split.
the ends justify the means, yet she hesitated. Perhaps because she knew in some secret corner of her heart.
You know, I was gonna have a split
their means could come to justify their end.
at the loading zone, but there's not gonna be that much time.
I know how things look, but
You know, I think because this is a story game and we played it for story mode, I don't think that the developer, even if they wanted to, would ever implement a patch that would allow you to skip dialogue.
I don't
But
know.
it would be nice It would be nice if there was a new game plus mode where you could skip dialogue.
Maybe. I'll talk to the developer, and the way I'll word it is if you mute the voice, so there's a voice volume that can go all the way down to 0, and I'll say if you mute the voice volume and you turn off subtitles, then don't actually run the audio
The
script.
architects who built this part of town really didn't give much for the idea of accessibility.
Also, first try.
Nailed it.
Another one of these. I had a feeling we might find one, because this is what we must have missed. Probably more than 2 as well. It looks like this one's hooked up to the same power grid as the trains. Want to play electrician?
Yeah, so I'm doing this one now because I have to go into the sewer system anyways to grab that one, and it really doesn't matter when you do this.
We need to fire up those power sources first of all.
You spent a while to figure out the most efficient like pattern to turn those in so that
A
you
little
could
bit.
click.
I didn't
I was
actually
gonna say,
spend
you did-
that long
you did that
because
very
that's not
fast,
even
so.
the most efficient pattern I could do.
No. Because you're saying that you could go all the way over to the last one that you did, which you had to wait in between rotations, right?
Yeah, and I'm sure I could figure out a better pattern, but that was just the easiest one for me to do.
Yeah. I mean, that's gotta be, like, it's probably only about a second off of fastest, but still, if you're gonna do world record type stuff, then...
The bridge is out. We're trapped. And so Insect has turned against you. She's been working the crowd up and getting your guard on her side. Please, just look at the notebook Shauna gave you and listen to this recording.
9 years I've been with that insect, baby. 9 years. And you know why? Because I'm the best.
Impressive. You know, I think Sarinsek might have a crush on Mr. Patrashku.
A crush?
Didn't make a wrong turn this time.
She hates him. Let me tell you about Mr. Spap and Mr. Patrashku.
There's a memory coming up, right?
Yep.
Medical supplies,
And that'll be the
seeds,
last
electronics,
memory
everything you need to build a new home.
I split on for Act 2.
This is where the morphine case came from. Someone opened this crate.
And the thing I was trying to do is that if you don't soft lock, you can walk on the other side of this train, which looks so bizarre.
He's been using it himself. But he's too slow and dull to have stolen it without getting caught. Shauna's going to distract Savinsek.
Oh, and this is where you like soft lock before you actually just like.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now, if I did everything correctly.
She broke down.
Yep, got it.
Do you think it'll last?
So when this didn't happen at about the point I was walking and I expected it, I was like, oh no, I triggered the bug. Okay, so it takes about 30 minutes to get through Act 1 and Act 2, which is about what I was expecting.
And that's about the same for the last 3 whole acts.
You know, the last 3 acts are like half of that.
It's all about letting go.
So it's like 5 minutes for the next split, and it'll probably be about 10 for between 5A and done.
And like you said, if you could turn off the audio dialogue, it would be even shorter.
Yeah. More likely for any percent, I'll just like literally find skips so you don't have to deal with waiting on dialogue for most of the run anyways. But for particularly all memories, which is a category I plan on adding, I plan on splitting that up into 2, vanilla and no dialogue patch, because I think I can just straight up remove all the dialogue files from the game, and therefore you don't have to wait, like, for most things. There are some things where you still have to wait, I think. But it skips most of the waiting.
This is where the game really breaks in half, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, like, no, factually, there's no opinion to this. This game completely falls apart here.
Looks pretty, though.
Yeah, no, this is the prettiest part of the game by far. I took a screenshot when I no-clipped up on top of one of those mountains. It looks really nice. I put that on the Steam page. I didn't mention I cheated the game to do it, and so I'm waiting for someone to comment to be like, wait, how the heck do you get up there?
A monument
Nice.
to Mr. Petroscu's unfaltering industriousness, and 2 middle fingers in the face of the end.
Also, I've memorized the patterns for each of the little turny handle puzzles.
Welcome to Eagleview.
Yep.
Ironically, the first one's harder than the second, because you have to click it one more time.
Drink the water. No, seriously, we don't have enough.
Welcome back, Blind.
I guess Blind's muted quiet or something, I don't know.
No, unless you can't hear me.
I can hear you now. There you are.
I just hadn't said anything. I said hello.
Eagleview needs
Okay.
people, but how many people does it
Also,
need?
in response to your thing saying that, you know, you're waiting for someone to comment, I don't think anyone's playing this game, dude.
Yeah, no.
Years of work ahead of them.
Like, Steam Spy's dead, but
God, I'm so sad about that.
yeah.
I understand the decision that Steam made, and it's probably a good decision. I'm really disappointed that Steam.
I wish
Spy
it wasn't the
can't really exist
default.
anymore.
I'm okay with the option, but like, I don't know
Okay.
why they made it default.
Yeah,
So this-
Because I immediately reverted it.
Yeah, same.
There was a natural
This
cave
is less
ore or stone, but
dead
legend
than
shells
Beckett.
across mountain winds.
By that, I mean an hour ago 2 people were playing.
And I can't
24-hour peak is
imagine
4.
building it, but I'm glad to see this place
All-time peak is 17. So you and one other person are playing this game in the world right now.
Ah, I wonder who the other person is and whether or not they know how broken this game is.
I doubt that anybody knows how broken this game is except for you, because you've spent how many hours do you have with this game now?
Less than 30, I believe.
Oh, still less than 30. I thought it was gonna be like 60 or 70.
Still way more than any other average player would spend on this. They probably get to the Act 2 button.
I got a good
Well,
cycle
screw
there.
This.
I hear a cat.
Driver, follow
That's
that group
my
of
cat.
terrified running people.
Nudging
The
my
game is
mic.
afoot.
So yeah, I didn't forget the split there. So that was Act 4.
Nailed it.
Also, I love this line. It's coming up in the game.
Goodbye, Eagleview. We hardly
Yeah, that's
knew
it.
ye.
Goodbye, Eagleview.
If
We
our
hardly
mission
knew
was
ye.
out for us,
It's like, you meant a lot more irony in that sentence than it actually had.
Why? Because you just ran through it?
Yeah.
And like,
Like,
that's
what was
supposed to
the
be
time on that
whole
split?
act.
5 minutes on that split, and a good chunk of that split was spent in Act 2 and in a loading screen.
Yeah, it's like 2
And on the
acts,
bridge.
basically.
Yeah, that was less than 5 minutes for the split, because that was like 4.5 minutes.
Kitty cat, I know you're sitting on my desk now, but we should go cuddle after this and have a cuddle party.
reminds me of that video that I posted on Twitter not too long ago. My cat's cuddling.
I have not seen this part of the run yet. I've only gone to the land of Act 4, so I'm interested.
Well, there's
I
not
mentioned-
much here. Literally, I'm
There's
just
not-
gonna wait on dialogue and click on a few things here, and that's the 5A act split.
I wonder how quickly you could beat Beckett.
I might consider routing that one. Notably, I did figure out that you can load the chapter pretty much once you've unlocked the Amy segment, so you could just skip all the Amy segments.
They stopped here to rest. Are confused.
Yeah.
Heroes.
Would that count as New Game Plus though?
No.
No, because I'm saying you unlock that in time.
Yeah, you could do that.
Asked him to explain, but he said he didn't have the time to help me understand.
And then like if you just knew where to click and then you clicked really quickly every time there was dialogue instead of actually reading everything and just clicked through everything, you could probably get through that game pretty quick.
Also, if you notice on the scanner, there's that arrow stuck in the middle. That's an artifact of skipping Act 3 and 4 if I had opened up my scanner at any point in those acts, those arrows would be stuck pointing in the directions they were previously.
Oh.
I didn't notice that, but that's interesting.
I also noticed you've got the puzzles turned off on the scanner.
Yeah, I'm allowing that in the run. I actually debated that for a little bit, but decided that since there really isn't much reason to use an older version of the game, I'm not going to forbid it. Also, you can kind of clip through the rock there.
Any percent, that's what it is.
True, it is a setting within the game.
Don't forget your split.
Yep, I'm not.
It's like a 30-minute speedrun, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Like, we're looking at what, 40 minutes probably?
Yeah, probably about 40 minutes. Actually, 38.
Oh, really? We can get through the rest of the game in 3 minutes?
I think so. Let's see.
The whole facility, I thought, was a long bit, but...
Not if you know where you're going, and that's the thing. The facility is,
You could just kind of, like, skip all the bits that aren't required.
It's basically a scavenger hunt, and if you know where everything is, you literally just run and grab stuff. It's the only act, other than the ones we skip, but the only act, skip list, where you never have to wait on dialogue. Other than that Act 5A, this part here, no dialogue you have to worry about. Well, actually, correction, you have to wait for the red button, but that's it.
You know how we were talking once before about this game having really cool set pieces, and that's kind of it? That canyon's a really cool set piece.
Yeah, it is. Also, did you know that behind the broken elevator over there, underground, the developers put a working elevator? Okay, I'm putting working in air quotes that I'm not actually doing right now. Because if you actually try to use the elevator moves and you don't. So...
Working! Nope, these big air quotes that you can't see.
Yeah, yeah, that's probably why he removed it from, like, the actual game.
Protein shakes, pancake Tuesdays, wine and sirloin to celebrate major breakthroughs. Imagine if Eagleview knew about this well-stocked pantry.
Just couldn't get the elevator to work properly.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was pretty good for our first run, honestly.
Giant rings.
Fourth.
Left in their trail all the way to Chernosk. Parts of the largest
First finished run.
Yeah.
It started out with mice and rabbits, then pigs and monkeys. They tested drugs, beta blockers, shock therapy applied.
Haven't figured out really a faster way of doing that, so...
If the storytelling in this game was more coherent, this game could have been awesome.
Calibrator to calibrate things. Our old friend Selma worked on this once upon a time. Looks like you're supposed to slot something into it.
Doctor, are you okay?
No mere keypad for this floor. That's a deal.
Actually, I think I did that faster than I usually do, but now I just have to sit and wait for dialogue.
I don't know what's going to happen to us.
Anyways, once he says flip side, I press the button and that's the end of the game.
Avert everything they did, and this reality comes crashing down. Well, whatever awaits us, let's just hope it works this time. Right? Right. I'll see you on the flip side.
So I've had you muted the entire time, and like the stream muted, and I only just realized you have like funky music in the background, and that makes it really funny.
I just wanted a little something to keep me busy. But yeah, 38:54.32.
Nice.
World record!
World record! Do you think that...
by virtue of it not being a very stream run game?
For an instant, they all sing along with it.
Also, even though I'm gonna call it like unconfirmed or untracked world record, I'm gonna just presume this is world record because A, who's gonna actually try to go through this game quickly, and B, I have like 3 skips that almost no one else knows about in this run.
Does the developer know about it?
I haven't mentioned it to him.
Have you talked
make
with
sure
the
you
developer?
turn off your
Nope.
auto update.
Okay.
The lovers who forgot the world. Theirs was a place of mingled water and
Kitty
idolized
cat.
meals.
Should we go? Should we go cuddle now?
Could be no safer.
Yes, you should do that. Do
Yeah.
not deny your cats
We have
cuddles.
done what we can.
I think I'm probably gonna just end the speedrun now, or end the stream now. Not
So
doing
that
the
was
run.
technically like 4 and like
Behold the human.
more
Yeah.
like 1 and like 2 runs total. If you add all the other failed attempts.
Yeah.
So what do you
could
think
probably-
the maximum like the minimum like viable time is on this game? With the current skips.
With the current skips, I will be. I don't even think we can get 35.
Oh, I was gonna say like, do you even think you can get under 38?
Maybe.
That one seemed like a pretty good run, honestly.
Yeah, I had a few spots for improvement. Like I completely ran the wrong direction at one point in Act 1C, I think. Yeah, 1C.
Yeah, I was still here for that. So you can probably shave a minute off of it.
I think I chose some good spots to do splits. Looking at those splits, they're all pretty even. Other than maybe 1A, but they're all pretty even. At about 5 minutes each.
You gotta get your 4 threes for 1A. Anyways, if you're headed off, I'm headed off too. So this was a cool run. I enjoyed seeing it.
Yep.
So thank you for running it.
It's been a cool afternoon.
Yep, I'll probably export the run specifically, upload it to YouTube, give it the title, probably, unconfirmed world record, and then just send it off to speedruns.com.
Well, you could just write world record on your YouTube channel because nobody cares about YouTube, but and then